We need to talk about that moment when the rug catches your heel. When you step off the curb and misjudge the height by half an inch, your heart jumps. You throw an arm out, you recover, maybe stumble slightly, but you recover. And then you freeze. You look around, scanning the sidewalk or the aisle. Did anyone see? You stand up straighter, trying to signal to the world, and maybe even to yourself, I'm fine, just a trip. This quick internal drama happens thousands of times a day in homes across the country. It's the silent crisis of aging. It is the fear of falling, intensified by the fear of being seen as fragile. We understand why you hide it. A near fall feels embarrassing. It feels like failure. You worry that acknowledging that slip means admitting you might need help, or worse, that your independence is slipping away. This is why seniors often become masters of disguise, minimizing those close calls to friends, family, and even doctors. But those near misses are critical warnings. They are symptoms of a silent shift happening in your central nervous system, and ignoring them doesn't make the ground any softer. Let's be brutally honest. Falls are the single greatest threat to your ongoing independence. One fall changes everything, not just the bone, but the entire trajectory of your life. It can start a cycle of fear, reduced movement, muscle loss, and then, inevitably, greater risk of another, worse fall. But we are not here to talk about fear. We are here to talk about fixing the root cause right now. For decades, the standard advice has been, strengthen your legs. And while strength is important, it misses a crucial foundational detail. The real problem is that your brain has stopped trusting your feet. Think of your foot as the foundation of a building. It is covered in thousands of tiny nerve endings, especially in the sole. These nerves are constantly sending crucial information, sensory feedback up to your brain. They tell your brain, is the surface hard or soft? Is the floor tiled or carpeted? Are we balanced on the heel or the toe? This communication loop is called proprioception. It's your brain's internal GPS system. As we age, or after years of wearing thick, supportive, padded shoes, that connection starts to degrade. The nerve endings become lazy, dull, or simply ignored. The brain starts receiving only muffled messages from the ground. It can't make the rapid, tiny adjustments needed to keep you upright when you hit that uneven sidewalk. That delay, that 1/10 of a second delay in communication, is the difference between a small stumble and a catastrophic fall. This decline is not irreversible. Your nervous system is highly adaptable. It just needs a reboot. It needs the right input. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need a gym membership. You just need 60 seconds of focused attention directed at the primary sensory input point, the sole of your foot. We are going to teach you a deceptively simple foot movement. It is designed specifically to wake up those ignored nerves and instantly sharpen the communication highway between your foot and your brain. This is about restoring your foot's awareness, which is key to restoring instant balance. It's about giving your brain the reliable information it needs to keep you solid, stable, and fall-proof, even when you aren't paying attention. In the next part, we will break down exactly what this movement is. We will explain how to perform it safely, and we will reveal the specific single point on your foot that holds the key to your instant balance improvement. First, let's prepare for the movement by understanding a crucial concept: why we focus on the foot surface rather than just the muscles. This preparation is the critical step before the 60-second execution. We will start there, immediately after this break. It is not just the fear of falling that causes the anxiety, it is the absolute dread of being seen falling. This is the hidden toll of losing your balance. The social anxiety. You worry about the look on your family's face, the instant shift from relaxed conversation to panic and concern. So, we create a mask. We develop coping behaviors to hide the wobble. You avoid invitations to walks in the park because you know the path has gravel or uneven stones. You know your feet can't handle that unpredictability anymore. You start clutching the grocery cart a little too tightly, pretending you are just resting your arms. In reality, you are using the cart as a mobile walker. When you stand up from a chair, you brace your hand on the table just a moment longer than necessary. That moment is the time your brain needs to catch up and confirm the world hasn't spun away. You refuse to climb the 3 decorative steps in your friend's garden, claiming you'd rather stay on the patio. These small, constant acts of denial are exhausting. They shrink your world, one missed opportunity at a time. You blame your eyes. You blame your ears. You tell yourself that this is just part of getting older, but we need to stop looking up for a moment and start looking down. The underlying issue is not primarily your vision or your inner ear fluid. While those systems play a role, the foundation of your stability, the first responder, is failing. The root cause of these balance scares is a breakdown in your proprioception system. Think of proprioception as your internal GPS. It is the communication line between your brain and your body parts, especially your feet. Your foot is constantly sending critical updates to your brain. Ground is soft here. Floor is slightly angled there. Pressure is on the ball of the foot. A healthy system sends these signals instantly, allowing micro-adjustments in your ankle and hip to keep you upright without even thinking about it. In people over 60, this communication often becomes slow and muddy. The signal starts fading, or the delay is too long. When you step on a loose rug, your foot registers the movement, but the message takes a fraction of a second too long to reach the brain. By the time the brain says, "Adjust the ankle," your center of gravity has already shifted too far and you wobble. This delay is what causes the panic surge. Why does this signal get muddy? It's often caused by the hardening and locking of the tiny joints in your feet and ankles. Years of wearing supportive, rigid, or cushioned shoes has kept the micro-muscles of the feet asleep. When these small muscles are asleep, the sensory receptors embedded in them, those tiny GPS sensors, stop sending clear, diverse signals. They become desensitized. Essentially, the floor feels the same whether it's carpet, wood, or gravel. Your brain can no longer feel the subtle differences. It is flying blind. We need to wake up the sensors in the lowest part of your ankle. We need to reset the communication line. We are looking for a movement that does 3 things immediately. 1. Increases the range of motion in the ankle. 2. Stimulates the dense network of nerve endings in the foot arch and heel pad. And 3. Forces the brain to pay attention to where the foot is in space, even when your eyes are closed. Crucially, this movement is not a deep squat or a strenuous yoga pose. It is a targeted, focused, gentle isolation movement designed specifically for the structures we just discussed. It requires no weights, no special gear, and can be done right where you are sitting or standing now. It takes 60 seconds, maybe less. This exercise is designed to activate the small, stabilizing muscles that have been resting for decades. It targets the foot's primary rocker mechanism, the part of the foot that dictates your forward momentum and recovery speed during walking. Once this area is unlocked and these sensors are stimulated, your brain starts getting crystal clear reports from the ground again. The panic dissipates because the instability vanishes. Let us isolate the key anatomical point we are addressing, the talus bone and the ligaments surrounding it. The movement focuses on the relationship between your lower shin and your foot. This relationship is critical because it controls the tilt and rotation necessary for instantaneous balance recovery. In the next part, we will demonstrate the movement, focusing on the specific foot position and the intentional pressure points that maximize this proprioceptive input. We have spent enough time discussing the pressure of hiding balance problems. It is time to replace that hidden worry with visible action. The solution starts not with your knees or hips, but with the lowest, most ignored set of nerves in your body, the ones surrounding your ankle joint. These nerves are the early warning system. They decide if you are safe or if you need to compensate milliseconds before the rest of your leg. Even registers the danger. But if they are not used fully, they fall asleep. If your walks have become flat-footed, or if you limit ankle movement to avoid pain, those crucial stability sensors stop sending detailed signals to the brain. We are going to wake them up with one slow, specific minute of movement. Find a sturdy chair and sit down. This movement is essential for safety and requires 0 weight on the foot. You must feel completely stable. Now, extend one leg slightly, just enough so that your heel is completely off the floor. Keep your thigh relaxed. We want the movement to come only from the ankle joint. We call this the ankle lighthouse sweep. Look down at your big toe. Imagine it is the light beam of a lighthouse. You need to draw the largest possible circle with that light beam. The key to the success of this minute is speed, or rather, the lack of it. Start rotating your ankle extremely slowly. Think of moving your toe through thick molasses. If you can complete the circle in under 10 seconds, you are going too fast. This is not about building muscle speed. It is about retraining the nerve signals. Begin tracing that slow, wide circle clockwise. Do not let your knee wobble or move the entire leg. Focus all your attention on the ankle joint and the path your big toe is carving. You will likely hear some slight cracking or popping. This is fine. This slow rotation is lubricating the joint and forcing the joint receptors to register extreme range of motion they haven't felt in years. Keep sweeping clockwise for a full 30 seconds. That is only 3 or 4 complete rotations. Stop gently. Now, reverse the direction. Trace the largest possible circle counterclockwise for the next 30 seconds. If you rush, your muscles take over. If you move slowly, your neurological system, the balance control system, is forced to work harder. It is forced to send clearer, higher definition signals to your brain. This single minute, 30 seconds clockwise and 30 seconds counterclockwise, is your full balance recalibration for the day. When you finish the minute on the first foot, pause. Do not rush to the second side. Stand up and take 2 steps. Feel the immediate difference in the leg you just worked. It should feel firmer, more grounded, and highly connected to the floor. That sense of connection is proof that the nerve pathways have been instantly rejuvenated. The signal is clearer. Now, repeat the ankle lighthouse sweep on the other foot. Why does this simple seated movement stop falls? It targets your proprioceptors. These are microscopic sensors embedded deep inside your joints and muscles. They are your body's internal GPS. They tell your brain exactly where your foot is positioned relative to the rest of the world, even if you are walking in the dark. If you restrict your ankle movement over time, those proprioceptors become dull. They get lazy. When you step on an uneven sidewalk or a rug edge, the message sent to your brain is slow and fuzzy. By the time your brain registers the danger and tries to shift your weight, it is often too late to prevent the fall. The lighthouse sweep forces the ankle through its maximum range of motion. It violently shakes those proprioceptors awake. It demands a detailed, high-resolution report from the ankle directly to the balance centers in the brain. The difference is immediate because we are training the nervous system, not the muscle bulk. Your daily routine needs to include this specific minute. Do the ankle lighthouse sweep right after you sit down to put on your shoes in the morning. Do it while you wait for the news to start. Do it every time you sit for a meal. Make it an automatic function, like checking your mirrors before you back up the car. This is neurological maintenance for independent living. You are no longer relying on slow, old information. You're giving your brain fresh, immediate data. This clarity is what translates into immediate confidence when you are walking across a crowded floor or navigating the dark hallway at night. But physical movement is only half the battle. We must also address the mental map. In the next part, we will discuss how to pair this physical movement with a specific mental rehearsal technique that solidifies your confidence and erases the residual fear of falling that still lingers, even after your balance improves. Stay with us. This combination is the key to truly walking tall again. Now, we move past the explanation. We move past the fear. It is time to cement this action into your life. Remember, the goal of the 1-minute movement, that gentle lifting of the toes and the deliberate rocking of the ankle, is not to build bulk muscle. It is to rebuild the conversation. It is about getting your foot and your brain back on speaking terms after years of quiet neglect. If you performed that minute-long exercise yesterday, you may have felt a little warmth in your shins. You may have noticed the ground felt slightly more present. But improvement stops the moment consistency stops. We need to create specific anchors in your day. This is how you make this balance-saving movement non-negotiable. This is called habit stacking. You attach a new habit to an old one you already perform every single day. First anchor, the bathroom sink. Every morning after you brush your teeth, you stand at the sink. Use both hands to hold the counter firmly. Set a 1-minute timer on your watch or phone. Do the toe lift and ankle rock. 1 minute, done. Second anchor, waiting for the water. When you fill the kettle for coffee or wait for the microwave to finish heating lunch, what do? You usually lean or check your phone. Stop leaning. Stop checking your phone. Use that 60-second window to actively focus on the ground beneath you. Lift your toes, feel the weight shift to your heel, and rock gently. It doesn't matter if it's 20 seconds or a full minute. Every single time you are standing and waiting, you are training your brain. We are integrating this movement into the fabric of your day so you don't even have to think about it anymore. It becomes automatic, like shifting gears or closing the refrigerator door. The nervous system thrives on repetition, not intensity. A perfect execution once a week is useless. A focused 60-second execution 3 times a day is transformative. And this is where we address the hiding again. Think about the excuses you had to make last week. Did you tell your friends you couldn't join the walking group because you had a busy afternoon, when the truth was you were afraid of the slightly uneven sidewalk? Did you avoid going up or down those few steps at the library entrance because you were worried about missing the bottom riser? That fear, that necessity to hide vulnerability, drains your mental energy. It chips away at your dignity. The fall risk is physical, but the fear of judgment is emotional. When you build strong, responsive connections in your feet, you stop walking on eggshells. You start walking on solid ground. You stop scanning the environment for threats and start looking at the beautiful things around you. 1 minute, several times a day, is the cost of regaining that freedom. As you become stronger, you need to introduce slight challenges to keep your nervous system sharp. This is the next stage of prevention. Balance requires input from 3 systems: vision, inner ear, and proprioception, the deep sense of where your body is in space. If you lose one, the others must compensate instantly. The most dangerous falls happen when your vision is compromised, like getting up in the middle of the night or turning too quickly to speak to someone behind you. We must train the feet to work when the eyes are momentarily out of the game. Once you are stable holding onto the counter, start practicing the toe lift and ankle rock with what we call a soft gaze. Don't close your eyes completely yet. That's for a later phase and only under supervision. Instead, find a point on the wall in front of you. Focus on it. Now, deliberately soften your focus. Let the edges of your vision blur slightly. You are still looking, but you are not relying 100% on the image. Maintain the gentle rhythm of the toe lift. When you blur your vision, you force your deep ankle joints to send clearer, faster messages to the brain. You are training the automatic safety mechanism. This simple adjustment ensures that when you step out of bed in the dark, your feet remember the training. They don't wait for the eyes to confirm the landing spot. They react immediately. This is the definition of proactive health. It means that the next time a loved one suggests a walk on an unfamiliar path, you can say yes without hesitation. You don't have to stage an excuse. You don't have to carry the silent burden of fear. The most important step you can take today is the one you take consistently. We've identified the core problem, the silent withdrawal from life due to balance insecurity. We have given you the precise minimal time solution, the 1-minute foot movement. Commit to your 3 daily anchors starting right now. If you found value in breaking down this hidden cycle of fear and physical decline, then you know this journey is far from over. There are still common fall triggers we must discuss, especially those relating to medication side effects that seniors rarely connect to their balance issues. That conversation is crucial for true, lasting safety. Keep moving, keep practicing, and keep that crucial foot-to-brain connection active.